Welcome to Secret Story. When I arrived home the next day, Eva was at the lounge window waiting for me. I gave her a thumbs up and unlocked the gate leading to the garden for them. Once I had showered and put on my trunks, I found the sisters already in my hot tub, bubbles on full power. I climbed in and sat opposite them. I even turned the power of the jets down to decrease the bubbles, giving me a better view. Both girls had at least DD cup boobs. Emily spotted this and whispered something to her sister, who giggled and gave me a big smile. There was a lot more whispering and giggling. Then they came at me from either side in a super fast maneuver. I tried to cover myself up initially, but then decided against it. I'm not normally shy about who sees it, but these were my much younger neighbors. We remained in the tub for about an hour again, only this time we finished when Tracy returned home early from work. Tracy wasn't bothered about finding us, as I had told her what I had planned. I had no work the following day and my neighbors were due home, so we arranged to have a dip in the tub in the morning. The next day was hotter than the previous ones. Tracy left for work and I mowed the lawns before the girls appeared. I supplied drinks and watched them enjoying the surf. Emily said, "We have a few friends coming around to Mum's this afternoon for a party. Could I be a bit cheeky and have the party here so we could all use the hot tub?" I said, "How many people and how old are they?" Emily said, 4 girls, 2 possibly 3 boys, all between 17 and 21. I said, "Okay, that will be fine as long as they respect my property and the tub." Emily and Eva jumped out of the tub, ran up to me, and hugged me, their breasts squashed up against my skin, which felt so good. I said, "I have wine, beer, and cocktail mixers if that helps, and some party games like beer pong." The girls grabbed me and dragged me into the tub, causing a huge splash. Moments later, following some whispering between the sisters, they jumped on me and wrestled my shorts from me. "It's massive and so hard." Eva said, "I did tell you." Emily said, "Stand up, we need to thank you in the only way we know." Licking her lips. I guessed what was coming but didn't expect a double blowjob from the tiny sisters. I could not take much of this, and much quicker than normal. They were careful not to let a single drop drip into. They then finished using the tub and then went home to prepare for their party, leaving me satisfied but wanting more. When Tracy came home for lunch, she gave the idea the thumbs up and was happy I had offered to help. She was more relaxed when I told her there would be boys as well as girls. I set up a gazebo for the drinks and for some shade in the hot afternoon sun. I also cooked up some party food that I found in the freezer. The group arrived about 3 p.m., and I had set up a drinks table and mini fridge in the gazebo, beer pong on a table near the hot tub, and Twister on the lawn. 6 girls, aged between 17 and 21, and 2 boys, both about 19. The girls were all shapes and sizes. One of the girls was very tall and had incredibly long legs that I could not take my eyes off. The boys were typical teenagers, skinny, childish, and spotty, after a few beers and cocktails each. The party was in full swing, with loud music and singing along to the tunes. They seemed to be having a great time playing games or relaxing in the hot tub. They were a great bunch and didn't need me hanging around, so I left them to get on with having fun. I went inside and chilled out on the sofa, watching TV with heavy eyes. I must have dozed off sitting upright when something caused me to open my eyes. I looked up, and sitting astride me, facing me, was Eva. I jumped and said, "What are you doing?" Eva replied, "I wanted to thank you in person for letting us use your garden to party." She chuckled, then she held my head in position. She said, "You like them, don't you?" I was not really in a position to reply, I just nodded. Emily came into the room. I spotted her out of the corner of my eye but did not stop. I lost sight of her but soon realized she was kneeling on the floor. Then I felt the familiar sensation. I knew Tracy would be home soon and didn't want to get caught, but I didn't want the pleasure to stop. I was getting to the point of no return, but the thought of getting caught worried me. I had to ask Eva to stop, as Tracy was due any minute. There was nothing I could do to stop her, nor did I want to. I heard Tracy's keys in the front door just a I was expecting Tracy to walk into the lounge. Fortunately, Tracy went straight upstairs, and I heard the bathroom door lock. Minutes later, I heard the toilet flush, by which time Eva and Emily were back outside in the garden, and I had my shorts on while sitting on the sofa. Emily looked into the lounge window, smiling at me. Tracy and I joined the party, which was still going strong. The boys slouched on sun beds looking pretty tipsy. This was the first time I had seen the other girls. It was a great sight, a real mixture of shapes and sizes. The party went on till very late when it was dark. We played beer pong when lots of shots were drunk and forfeits played. Tracy was drinking heavily, and it was not long before she was as drunk as some of the other partygoers and ended up slumped on a sunbed, sleeping. I decided to watch the goings-on in the hot tub, which was empty and unlit, so I didn't think anyone knew I was there. I couldn't see the sisters and I had hoped they might join me for some fun, but they were nowhere to be seen. I was about to turn the hot tub off when the girl with the amazing long legs spotted me and in my direction. The girl, whom I shall call Holly, was beautiful, tall, and slim. She approached the tub, stopped, and said, "Mind if I join you?" Holly was stunning close-up with short dark hair. That were a good C-cup. She was slightly awkward and a bit tipsy, and she tripped as she entered the tub, falling against me and causing us both to fall over, creating a huge splash. While trying to catch her when we surfaced, our faces were inches apart, and she kissed me fully on the lips. My hands remained in place without any objection while I looked over the side of the tub and could see that Tracy was still out of it, asleep on a sunbed, and everyone else had either moved inside or were down in the garden on the patio. No one was taking any notice of us. With my back to Holly, checking out the garden. This was so dangerous. We were only a few meters away from Tracy, and any of the other partygoers could come out at any time. Holly ripped off her pants and water from the tub was splashing around and flying everywhere. There was no way we could hide what was going on. This position was uncomfortable for me, although Holly seemed to be getting much pleasure from it. Now I was in control. I don't think Tracy would have heard anything from her drunken state. Now completely satisfied, we both sat down in the tub, not a moment too soon as a few of the partygoers made their way over to the tub. 2 minutes earlier, and we would have been caught. I grabbed my trunks from beside the tub, slipped them on, and climbed out, giving Holly's leg a squeeze and a smile before I left. Holly mouthed to me with a big smile, "That was fantastic." I said, "Meet me in the bathroom in 15 minutes, she looked back at me. Quizzically, I knew I had unfinished business. She just nodded and smiled. 20 minutes later, I saw Holly striding into the house. I beckoned her upstairs and led her to the ensuite in the spare bedroom. She smiled and dropped to the floor. She knew what was coming. It wasn't hard yet, but I knew it would be in a few minutes. Holly did not need another invitation. Then came what I had been waiting for. Holly looked up at me. This went on for a few minutes. Finally, she winked at me, opened her mouth. The attention to detail was exceptional and had me on the brink of shooting my load much sooner than I would have expected. I need not have worried, she wasn't going to. Moments later, I erupted. Holly was good and she knew it. We quickly sorted ourselves out, and then, one at a time, we rejoined the party. The last thing she said was, "Let us do this again real soon." I just nodded, then left. Back in the garden, Tracy was still out of it. Asleep on the sunbed. I shook her and suggested she go inside, which she did. The party finished about an hour later. I tidied up as the last few guests left, and Holly slipped me a piece of paper with her phone number on it as she departed. With a final comment, soon, Tracy was too drunk to have noticed. Now I look forward to meeting Holly, if she still feels the same way.